Alright, so continuing the history of Bond after a long wait, I had to wait for this to come. I did an unboxing for this, so you should take a look at that. But I had to wait for this to come for me to continue doing my series because I had not seen any of the other ones, except for Dr. No, GoldenEye, Casino Royale, and Quantum of Solace like a long time ago. So, I haven't seen any of them. So now these are all fresh watches, and I enjoyed Dr. No. I rewatched it last night, and it's still really good. Much of the stuff I said in my first video rings true. The music was a little too cartoony for my liking, but still good. So, after Dr. No made $59 million at the box office, Albert R. Cubby Broccoli, and Saltzman, they decided to keep this going and adapt Fleming's novel From Russia with Love, which was a favorite of then President John F. Kennedy. And in fact, From Russia with Love was the last film that John F. Kennedy watched before he died. So that's a little tidbit there. Returning from the previous film are director Terrence Young, Sean Connery as James Bond, of course, Bernard Lee as M, and Lois Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny, with Desmond Llewellyn this time playing Major Boothroyd, who will go on to be more known as Q. They say he's from the Q branch. Replacing the cartoonish music, the Tom and Jerry Looney Tunes soundtrack, is John Barry, who does much better with the music in this film. It's fantastic. There are some problems, like where he places music, but it is his first Bond film, so we'll give him a little break. Newcomers this time are, sorry if I butcher this, Pedro Armendáriz, who plays Karen Bay. Interesting with him, he was actually suffering from cancer when filming this, but filmed this so he can have money for his family. And then after which he committed suicide in his hospital room, and that's terrible. And he's actually a very good character in this film. I liked him very much. We have Lotte Lenya, who plays Rosa Klebb, a member of Spectre, who's also a member of the Russian group or something that sends Tatiana Romanova, who was played by Daniela Bianchi, and much like the actress in the previous film, she's also dubbed. I don't know why they do that. And we have Robert Shaw playing the henchman, Donald Red Grant. And he has a fantastic role as well. And so the plot is that Spectre is out for revenge because Bond killed Dr. No. So they set up this trap, so to speak. And what they're also trying to get this device of some sort. I forgot what it was called, but it's something important, I guess. The plot's a little hard to follow. I'm still trying to figure out what it was, but it's some sort of device that they want. I can't remember what they keep calling it. It's some kind of device. And Tatiana says that she's going to give it to the British Secret Service in exchange for her to be, taken to, she wants to defect from Russia. So that was what it is. That she's been sent there by Klebb under the guise that she's working with the Russians when that's not really true. Spectre then causes problems between the Russians and the British by setting up the British in the murder of a Russian agent, which causes them to attack Bay's office, which I thought was weird because he's in Istanbul, so why would they attack his office? And this is all after Bond makes his way to Istanbul, and I like how they have the code word is like, "You have a match? I prefer a lighter." Still better, or better still, or something like that. It's an interesting thing, and Grant is following him this whole time, so he learns the thing and eventually tricks him. But I will get there. I do like how when Bond meets Tatiana, he's trying to get information from her. He's got this camera that records audio, and he's trying to get the information about this device, and she keeps flirting with him. And so they have everyone in the room, in this smoky room. M is there, Moneypenny is there, and there's a bunch of other MI6 people there. And, they start flirting and stuff, and then, M tells Moneypenny to leave. But then she's still listening on the other line, and then she's like, I'm assuming you're listening, please. Send this to Bond, whatever. And this is like, why'd you kick her out there? We knew she's gonna listen. But yeah, so Bond's mission is to get the device. They have to steal the device, which is kind of weird. They stole it from this Russian bank, I think, causing this explosion. And then the three of them get on this train. They're followed by Red Grant and this Russian agent who they figure out is there. And they have Bay keep him in another compartment, another train car. But strangely, they end up both dead. And of course, you know that Grant did it. But they don't know that. They're told that they killed each other, which makes no sense. You know, I'm like, no, that has to be Grant that did it. It makes no sense that they killed each other. I always find it weird in movies. They killed each other. We'll just set them up so it looks like they killed each other. That can't actually happen. You know, you realize that? Yes, you can stab someone and then get a shot off. But if you're stabbed, you're not going for a kill shot. You're just shooting off one last shot before you die. I always find it weird in movies. Stab, and he gets a kill shot. No, you're stabbed. You're not going to be paying attention to what kind of shot you're firing off. You just fire a random shot. You're lucky it's going to hit the person you're shooting at. Let's talk about the music. The music in this is much better than the last one. However, I do question the Bond theme playing in the background when Bond is just checking his hotel room for bugs. I don't understand that, but otherwise, fantastic. There's some good action scenes in this. There is a very good train fight on the train between Bond and Grant. Very good choreographed, very good fight. There's a helicopter chase in which Bond is in a truck with some guy next to him. I think it's one of... Yeah, okay, so Bay says he has a bunch of sons, which... How many kids does he have? How many wives does he have? I mean, I only have my sons work for him, for me, but he's got a bunch of people working for him. How many kids does he have? Or is he call them my son? I don't know. But there's this chase, and one of Bay's sons is in there with Bond, and they're driving, and they have Tatiana in the back, in the truck bed, with flowers and stuff. I'm like, why is she in there? You can fit 3 in the front of a pickup truck. I've seen it done. Why is she in the back of the truck? And there's this helicopter coming after them. People throwing grenades down. And then eventually Bond's running on his own. And then there's a speedboat chase, which is kind of weird because then Bond is dressed with a weird hat and stuff. It's really weird. Bond, of course, gets laid. We start off with Sylvia Trent from the first film, which I like the continuity there. There's not much of it in this series, I don't think. I don't know. A little bit here and there, I hear. But having Sylvia Trent there at the beginning, very nice touch. But then he ends up with Tatiana. And I find it weird, women just fall in love with James Bond. He's mysterious. And she's in love with him all of a sudden. I love you. I love you. Do you love me? And it's like... He's only to get in your panties, dear. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, they do it. And there's this whole thing where, they start to make out and it cuts and it comes back and they're laying in bed and... Yeah. Smoking is a big thing in these older movies, which is cool. But I want to point out this ridiculous thing. So, many fancy people have a cigarette holder. Things that... Like Cruella de Vil has. It's long, so it doesn't touch their mouth. The cigarette holder that Bay has is so ridiculous. It's bright ass yellow. It's thick and it sticks out, and he put it in, and it's like, that is the most ridiculous looking, gaudy, I think is the word, gaudy cigarette holder I've ever seen. It's just ridiculous. But yes, there was a deception. Red Grant, or Grant, whatever you want to call him, kills the guy that Bond's supposed to meet, Nash, and pretends to be him. And right away, I think that Bond figures it out. Because apparently it's because he ordered red wine with fish, which I guess is a no-no. I don't know. But we see him drop a few kind of pills in the drink, and Bond already knows it, and Bond is in on. But then I find it weird that he has the gun held out to him. He knows there's something wrong, but he puts the gun back in his pocket, and then he just gets knocked upside the head. Why does he drop his guard? Just to look at a map? He should have been kept holding the gun. Why? I don't get that. Just so Grant can subdue him? I don't know. And then like he's trying to wake up Tatiana, or Tanya as he calls her. He says, "If you don't wake up, I'll leave you here." No, you can't do that. You need her. You need her. And the fight is pretty cool that he has between him and Red Grant. Grant has this thing, pulls out, and tries to choke Bond, but Bond uses the special suitcase that Q gave him. I'm going to call him Q because that's who he is. Earlier in the film, that has a booby trap, a gas of some sort that goes off, and that's how he subdues him the first time. And then there's a little knife that he stabs him in the shoulder, which subdues him, and then he chokes him with his own thing. We get foreshadowing with the leader of Spectre here, which we know is Ernst Stavro Blofeld. But interesting thing is we don't see his face, but he's played by the same guy who played Professor Dent in Dr. No. We just don't see his face. We just see him stroking the cat, and we hear a voice, which is a different voice, a different guy doing the voice. But it's a nice, who is this guy? What are we going to, It's weird when he ends up being Donald Pleasance, who doesn't have a big booming voice like this, but, unless he's yelling, "I shot him 6 times!" Then he has that kind of... But, yeah, and that's not till, You Only Live Twice, I think, but... I don't know, because it's on the picture, Donald Pleasance in there. Yeah. Like I said, with this series, I'm not giving ratings, but this was really good. I think it's better than Dr. No. I really enjoyed it. The music was better. The action scenes were better. I think just overall, the casting was better. While Connery was on point as James Bond, watching it last night, Dr. No last night, he was really good as James Bond, and when he was really good, Terrence Young really helped him be suave. Here, he's better. He's very much on point. And this is, one of the best performances. The thing is that there's a thing out there where they say that all the Bond actors give their best performance in their third films. So Goldfinger is next, and that's his third film, so we'll see. I can't go too fast because I haven't got Never Say Never Again yet, but even if I don't get it by the time I get done... Well, actually, I have through the Roger Moore movies, right? I have a while before I get to it. I don't know how much I'm going to do, because it's still technically April Fool's Month, even though I haven't done a comedy movie today, but, who knows? But yes, I really enjoyed this film. It was great, and, I get what John F. Kennedy saw in the book. Apparently, I never read the book, but apparently they stuck very close, except for changing Smirsh, I think is what it's called, to Spectre. And a couple other things. I think this was still really good. I really enjoyed it. Sometimes I was laughing, sometimes I went, whoa, and then, I was really engaged in it. There's time I'm trying to play a video game, I'm watching the movie. Luckily, it's just wrestling, and I was on the menu. But, trying to put a match together. But, yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, before I end this, I'm going to say that when it comes to rankings with this series, I'm going to do a ranking of all the movies. Hopefully, by the time I get done with this, No Time to Die will be out. I'll try to find a way to watch it. Who knows? I'm going to count Never Say Never Again in there, because I think I should. I'm going to do individual rankings, well, for the most part. I don't think I can do Lazenby or Dalton, but for Connery, Moore, Brosnan, and Craig, even though Brosnan only has 4 movies, I think I'll still do those because it's fair to do those. But the other 2 are too short. I can do like Dalton, and you know, from what I've heard, I think I'm gonna like License to Kill more than Living Daylights anyway. But and then I'm gonna do a full ranking of all the movies, all 26, including Never Say Never Again when this gets to the end. But I'm enjoying my ride so far with these Bond movies. You know, having not seen much of them. Oh, I forgot to mention I mentioned the ones I was mentioning. I was mentioning the ones that I had seen. Diamonds Are Forever. I've seen part of that one. Don't remember too much of it, but yeah. So, what are your thoughts on From Russia with Love? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.